PC gaming often feels like it's moving a step ahead of consoles. For the most part, multi-platform games are best played on PC, while the platform is also treated to yearly exclusives that can't be found elsewhere, making it the best of both worlds. 2019 told a similar story, and PC audiences were treated to a large, strong, and diverse selection of games throughout the year. Here, we'll be talking about 10 of our favorites from that selection, before crowning one of those 10 as our favorite PC game of 2019. Note, the nominees and winner were decided by an internal vote held among the entire Gaming Bolt staff. With that, here are the nominees. Gears 5. In case you hadn't caught on, we're big fans of Gears 5 here at Gaming Bolt. We realize that it could have been even better than it turned out to be, but even in its current state, it's one hell of a game. It constantly tries new things, from greater player agency to interesting new progression mechanics to its open world elements. But at the same time, it also constantly delivers the kind of tight, cover-based shooting the series has always been known for. And let's not forget the super-packed and addictive multiplayer component. Gears 5 is proof of the fact that the series still has plenty of life in it, and we're hoping that will continue in the future. Anno 1800. Anno 1800 was a love letter to fans of the series because it felt like a nostalgic look back at everything we've loved about the series in the past, while also being a significant step forward. After a few years of criticism and obscurity, Anno 1800 feels like a return to form, thanks to its addictive gameplay loop and compelling new mechanics. All of that, combined with beautiful visuals and presentation and near-endless replayability, makes for one of the series' best outings in recent years. Metro Exodus. Metro Exodus is the very definition of diamond in the rough. It suffers from technical issues and something of a lack of polish, while the shooting is, like its predecessors, not the best. But the quality of the game's incredible world, atmosphere, and storytelling shines through every step of the way, and through sheer brute force of unbelievable quality makes all the game's biggest flaws seem minuscule by comparison. It is an ambitious sequel that retains the best parts of its predecessors while also expanding upon their ideas in significant ways. Total War: Three Kingdoms. Even the most underwhelming Total War games are well worth the price of admission, thanks to the strengths of the series' core formula, but Three Kingdoms is far from underwhelming. It has that same excellent tactical and strategic combat that the series has always been known for, but the addition of multiple engaging new systems and mechanics adds significantly to the overall experience. It offers just enough to distinguish itself from past titles, while also introducing its own mix of interesting new mechanics, making it the ideal sequel to an excellent series. Control. The best version of one of the best games of the year. That's what Control is on PC. This game is a graphical powerhouse, no matter what platform you play it on, thanks to its incredible art design, lighting, and particle effects, among other things. But its frame rate can also really chug on consoles, especially the base ones. On PC, Control is a spectacle, and perhaps the best way to experience what is probably the greatest game Remedy have ever made. Halo Reach. As the last Halo game to have been developed by series creator Bungie, Halo Reach holds a special place in the hearts of many series fans. And as part of Microsoft's efforts to unify their Xbox and PC pipelines, this year PC audiences finally got to experience the game for the first time, and it totally holds up. Halo Reach's memorable campaign and its addictive multiplayer are just as memorable today as they were 10 years ago, while the PC release is also an excellent port, in an era where PC ports of great console games so often get shafted. More than anything else, Reach is proof that Halo, when it's at its best, is simply timeless. Sekiro: Shadows Die Twice. From Software put a neat little bow on the Souls series with The Ringed City in 2017, and moved on to try new and different things. The first of those was this year's Sekiro, and it was absolutely spectacular, with challenging combat, solid level design, and a barrage of unforgettable boss fights. It was in many ways a classic From Software experience, but thanks to a number of new ideas, it also felt incredibly fresh. Sekiro: Shadows Die Twice is a proud reminder of the fact that From Software and doesn't require the crutch of an established formula to deliver a spectacular game. Red Dead Redemption 2. Red Dead Redemption 2 was our game of the year in 2018, so obviously we were quite excited about its inevitable PC release. And though Rockstar kind of screwed the pooch with the game's PC launch, the core strengths of the game still shine through. This is still one of the best narrative experiences we've ever had in a game, in a spectacular open-world setting that is able to shine even brighter thanks to much more powerful PC hardware. That and the potential that it holds thanks to the PC modding community makes it an irresistible package. Resident Evil 2. Resident Evil and Capcom both began their revival a couple years ago with RE7, and both of them crescendoed this year with Resident Evil 2. The remake is a dream come true for fans of horror, and for fans of the Resident Evil franchise. Every step of the experience is wrought with tension, which is kicked up to 11 when Mr. X enters the fray, and all of it is done in a way that is so incredibly respectful of the original Resident Evil 2, and of the legacy of the franchise as a whole. Very rarely do we get remakes that manage to outdo the games they're based on, but 2019's Resident Evil 2 is surely one such game. Final Fantasy XIV: Shadowbringers. Final Fantasy XIV's revival has been spectacular to see, going from a horrible, unplayable mess to becoming what is probably the best Final Fantasy game in recent years. Better still, it just keeps improving with each new expansion, and this year's Shadowbringers was probably the best ever. With a fantastic story, excellent characters, a beautiful new world to explore, and an incredible soundtrack, it's just so much better. Shadowbringers represents this game and the franchise at its very best. And the winner is Gears 5. Gears of War was in the upper echelons of video game franchises during the Xbox 360 years, but slowly lost steam this decade. With Gears 5 though, it feels like the series is finally back on track to return to its glory days. Is there still room for improvement? Sure, of course there is. The open world elements need to be improved quite a bit, and surely the community has more than just a few notes on how competitive balancing can be improved. But the fact that in spite of those deficiencies, Gears 5 is still an excellent recovery after the somewhat underwhelming Gears 4 really speaks to its overall quality. It strikes a great balance between delivering more of what we love in the series and hinting at exciting new things in the future, and more than anything else puts the Coalition in a great position to deliver some of the best Gears games in the imminent future. And that about does it for this video. If you enjoyed what you watched and want to see more from Gaming Bolt, please hit the subscribe button. Also, don't forget to switch on the notifications bell icon next to it. That way you'll never miss any of our videos. Thanks for watching.